Hello, my name is Tym Edorn and this is my presentation on the frozen Earth. I am a physicist, engineer, environmentalist and radioactivist. I am from Proxima Centauri B in the triple star system. So now to tell you why I was dispatched. So in the year 2050, there was a great war between world powers that included the launch of many nuclear warheads. The weapons caused a nuclear winter, permanently freezing most of the northern and southern hemisphere. That left two habitable regions: the Goldilocks zone, which included Southeast Asia, Central and Western Africa, and Central America, and the Met zone, which stands for Marginal Environmental Habitat, north and south of the Goldilocks zone. I was dispatched to China. This is how China looked before the war. And this is the areas that were damaged by the radiation and nuclear strikes in the war and made uninhabitable. This is the land that was made uninhabitable due to the world freezing over. I landed in the Guangxi Mountains, which is in South China and the Goldilocks zone. It was quite interesting to see the way nature had adjusted to the more temperate climate. There was also quite a thick fog in the air, which was from the nuclear waste. These homes are designed to be self-sustainable so they can survive on their own, as in the winter it's extremely hard to travel around and get supplies from other places. It's important you can provide for yourself and your family. They recycle their water, they have solar panels on their roof, they recycle snow water into growing plants, they recycle their waste into fertilizer for their plants, they have a sufficient greenhouse on their roof for getting food. For farming, they use a vertical farming method, which involves having stacks of plants on top of each other to grow. It is designed to maximize space, and the plants they grow are selected due to nutrition. They also have automated watering and automated irrigation systems into the plant beds. For transportation, they have these bubble cars, which they use for traveling short distances in peak winter and longer distances in calmer months. And then they've also used more traditional transport in summer. Now, as I continued to travel through China, I found this wildcat which had mutated with the radiation from a nuclear-stricken area. As China is no longer a world superpower, they need to import their supplies from other countries, such as, in this case, their technology and stuff from Vietnam, some food from Thailand, and power from Malaysia. Those countries also import to other regions of the world, but they're especially localized on their Asian region. As the world's more segmented, it's harder to move around to other parts of the world. Next, I went to the city of Shanghai, which is in the Met zone. It's a major city, and it's close to the city of Nanjing, which was nuked in the war. Because it was nuked, it leads to overspills from radiation damage and acid rain. On the outskirts of Shanghai is the refugee section of the city. These were built after the nuking of Nanjing and the freezing of the world, as refugees and a huge people influx came down to Shanghai. These structures were hastily built. They are basically metal supports with platforms and stacked furnished shipping container homes on each level. Power is generated using a water turbine system. The snow is put into this section here, and then it is dropped by this machine onto the conveyor belt. It is then melted in this chamber here, and then dropped down onto the turbine to generate power. There are these gates around the cities which are to protect against the mutated animals and the unsafe areas beyond. So it restricts the access of citizens unless, of course, they've got permission to leave. So next is the radiation suits. These are mandatory for all citizens in case large amounts of radiation get inside of their city. The suit has a mask here and then a respirator here. Then down here is a heat-resistant and radiation-resistant silicone material used to make the rest of the suit. Next is the O2 pack or breathing pack, which consists of coolant, oxygen, and then the insertment tube for the chemicals. To conclude, due to the global war, there has been mass displacement, poverty, and bad health. Humans responsibly consume and produce at a sustainable rate, making hunger less common. Industry and innovation has led to the creation of segmented, sustainable communities, and humans have adapted to using green and clean energy, helping fix the environment. And I predict that if humans continue at this rate, the temperatures will return to normal in approximately 200 years. Thank you for listening to my presentation. My name is Tym Edorn, and good night.